Okay, so let's dive in, shall we? Anyone else stepping outside lately and just feeling like their skin is like, summer? I mean, it's not just me, right?
You're definitely not alone.
Yeah.
It's a pretty common experience when the temperatures start to climb.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden your go-to moisturizer feels like you've slathered on, like a full face mask or
Oh,
something.
absolutely. And then there's the whole, like, constant sheen of sweat thing.
Ugh, don't even get me started. But all right, so that brings us to this really cool article we found. It's from Spavelous magazine online.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one. 10 cooling skincare must-haves to chill your skin, right?
Exactly. And it looks like they're diving into some solutions for exactly the kind of sticky, uncomfortable feeling we were just talking about.
Yeah, it really digs into the whole why hot weather messes with our skin and what we can actually do about it.
Right. Like it's not just, oh, it's hot, my skin feels icky. It's like there's some real science happening there. So basically, for our deep dive today, we're going to break down this Spavelous article and see if we can't pull out, the stuff that's really going to be useful.
For sure. I think we should start by understanding, like, the actual mechanisms, what's happening at a deeper level with our skin and the heat.
Yeah, totally. So it's not just in our heads, like something is actually going on.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
The rising temperatures actually trigger some pretty significant changes in your skin. It's not just about, like, surface level discomfort.
Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty. The article mentions pore expansion. I feel like everyone always talks about pores, you know? But what's the big deal with them expanding in the heat? Like, why should we care?
So think about your pores as these, like, tiny little doorways on your skin, right?
Doorways. Okay.
And when it gets hot, those doorways swing wide open. They literally expand. And that means they're way more likely to let in all the gunk that's floating around, the dirt, oil, sweat, all that stuff. That tends to, build up more when it's hot.
Yeah. Right. So it's like your skin's natural filter is just not doing its job as well.
Exactly. It's like having a screen door with huge holes in it. All the bugs are going to get in.
That is a disturbingly accurate analogy. So basically that means more breakouts for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then on top of that, the article talks about how the sun's impact is even more intense when it's hot. Like UV radiation can be way stronger during the summer months.
Right, and we all know that more UV exposure equals more wrinkles and sun damage. Like, that's skincare 101.
For sure. But it's like a double whammy in the summer.
Yeah.
Your skin is already freaking out because of the heat. And then you've got this, like, supercharged sun just beating down on it.
A double whammy, ouch. And you know what else is fun? That whole sweat mixing with your skincare products thing. Like, I'm trying to do good here, put on my moisturizer, but then it's like, boom, instant congestion.
Right. It's like you're undoing all your good work. Your skin is already producing way more oil and sweat, and then you're layering on these potentially heavy products, and it's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. Total recipe for disaster. And you know what else I thought was interesting? The article mentions that even though you might feel like you're sweating buckets, your skin can actually get more dehydrated in the heat.
Yeah, that seems counterintuitive, right?
Huh.
But think about it. When it's hot, moisture evaporates from your skin more quickly.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's like this perfect storm of skin challenges. It's not just about feeling sticky and gross. There's some real science behind why our skin struggles in the heat.
Exactly. And understanding that why is really important because it can help you make smarter choices about your skincare routine.
Totally. So that brings us to the idea of cooling skincare. But here's the thing. The article makes this really important point. Just because something feels cool on your skin doesn't necessarily mean it's good for you.
Oh, yeah, that tingle you get from some products might be nice for a second.
Right.
But you need to think about what ingredients are actually delivering that sensation.
Right. Some of them might even be irritating, especially if you have sensitive skin. So what are the ingredients we should be looking for? Like, what are the real MVPs of cooling skincare?
So the article immediately points to aloe vera. It's like a classic summer skin soother.
Yeah, aloe vera is great for sunburns, too. I always have some on hand.
For sure. And it's not just about the cooling sensation. It also delivers a ton of hydration, which, as we talked about, is really important when your skin's losing moisture in the heat. Plus, it's got some serious anti-inflammatory properties, so it's calming things down while it's hydrating.
Aloe vera, a multitasker. I like it. What else does the article highlight?
Cucumber extract is another one. It's packed with antioxidants, which we all know are good for fighting those environmental stressors. And it's especially good at reducing puffiness. Think about those cucumber slices you see on people's eyes at the spa.
Oh, yeah. That's a classic spa image.
It's not just for show, apparently. Cucumber really does help with that.
So we've got aloe vera, we've got cucumber. Anything else?
Well, if you're into that, like, instant cooling sensation.
Yeah.
You often get from some products, the article mentions that peppermint and menthol are often the culprits.
Oh, yeah, that tingly feeling.
Exactly. But they do caution that those ingredients can be a little irritating for some people, especially if you have sensitive skin. So just be mindful of that.
Good to know. And what about the last MVP ingredient?
Okay, so the last one is hyaluronic acid. This one is a real superstar when it comes to hydration. It basically draws moisture from the air and pulls it into your skin.
Like a moisture magnet.
Exactly. And the best part is it doesn't feel heavy or greasy. So you're getting all that hydration without feeling like you're suffocating your skin, which is really important when it's already hot and humid out.
Hyaluronic acid is definitely a favorite of mine. So it sounds like we're looking for products with these ingredients because they're not just providing like a fleeting moment of coolness. They're actually working to soothe inflammation, restore hydration, and, just generally support healthy skin barrier function.
Exactly. It's about addressing the root causes of summer skin problems, not just masking them.
Right. So it's not just about feeling good in the moment. It's about actually taking care of your skin for the long haul.
Totally. Now, the article also gets into specific types of skincare products that can be especially helpful for you during the hotter months.
Okay, so we're talking like additions to our routine, not a complete overhaul, right?
Right, exactly. You don't necessarily need to throw out everything you're currently using, but you might want to think about adding a few strategic products.
Okay, I'm all ears. What does the Spavelous article recommend?
All right, so first up, they talk about gel-based moisturizers. They're super lightweight and packed with water, which is exactly what your skin needs when it's hot.
Right, you want something that feels refreshing, not heavy and greasy.
Exactly. Gel moisturizers give you that burst of hydration without leaving you feeling sticky.
Big fan of the gel moisturizers. What's next on their list?
Facial mists. They're like a little midday pick-me-up for your skin. You know when you're feeling all hot and bothered, a quick spritz of a facial mist can really revive you.
Oh yeah, I love a good facial mist. It's like an instant refresh.
And some of them contain antioxidants too, so you're getting an extra layer of protection from environmental damage.
Double duty. I like it. What about something a little more intense? If you really need to pamper your skin.
Well, the article's a big fan of sheet masks, but they have a little pro tip. Keep them in the refrigerator.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Right. A chilled sheet mask after a long, hot day. Talk about instant bliss.
Sign me up.
Seriously. And they say that 10 minutes with a chilled sheet mask can really help to calm redness and reduce inflammation.
So it's not just about the feeling, it's actually doing something beneficial.
Exactly. Okay, what else? Oh, cooling eye sticks. Those are another essential they mentioned.
Makes sense. The area around your eyes is so delicate, and it tends to show the effects of heat and fatigue really easily.
Totally. So those cooling eye sticks can help with puffiness and just make you look and feel less tired.
Perfect for those mornings when you wake up feeling a little puffy.
Exactly. And then the last key product type they recommend is overnight cooling masks. It's like giving your skin a little overnight spa treatment. They help to repair any damage from the day and really lock in moisture while you sleep.
Overnight therapy session for your skin. I love that idea. Okay, so we've got our product lineup, but the article also had some really clever tips about maximizing the cooling effect of our products using something that I'm guessing most of us already have.
Let me guess, the refrigerator.
Ding, 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 we have a winner. Apparently the fridge can be a skincare game changer in the summer.
Seriously, it's all about strategic storage. Like, for example, the article says to keep your facial mists and toners in the fridge. That way you get this extra blast of coolness every time you use them.
Oh yeah, that sounds so refreshing. What else can we be chillin'?
Well, as we already mentioned, sheet masks are prime candidates for refrigeration. They even suggest investing in a little beauty fridge just for your masks, if you're really serious about it.
Okay, that might be taking things to the next level, but I get it. If you're a sheet mask fanatic, a beauty fridge might be a worthy investment.
Right. And then if you use any facial massage tools like a jade roller or a gua sha stone, keeping those in the fridge can also really amplify their cooling and depuffing benefits.
Oh, I never thought about chilling my gua sha. That's a great tip. Anything else?
Yeah, gel moisturizers, they feel amazing when they're cold, especially first thing in the morning when you're still feeling a little groggy from the heat.
Okay, so we're putting mists, toners, sheet masks, gua sha stones, and gel moisturizers in the fridge. Anything we should avoid putting in there?
Yes, definitely. They specifically say don't freeze anything. You want things to be cool, not frozen solid.
Good point.
And in general, you want to avoid refrigerating any oil-based products or anything that contains active ingredients like certain vitamins. Yeah. Unless the product specifically says it's okay.
Got it. So stick to those water-based gels, toners, mists, and masks.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about the why, the what, and the how of cooling skincare, but now I'm really curious to hear about specific product recommendations. Did the Spavelous article have any favorites?
Oh yeah, they actually have a whole list of 10 products that they tested and loved for their cooling and skin-soothing abilities.
Awesome. Lay it on me. What are their top picks?
All right, so first up, they mentioned the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel. It's that hyaluronic acid powerhouse we were talking about earlier, super hydrating and lightweight.
I've heard good things about that one. What else?
Next, they have the Innisfree Green Key Balancing Skin. This one is great because it not only feels cooling, but it's also packed with antioxidants from green tea.
Nice, a 2-for-1.
Right. And then for a mask, they recommend the Peter Thomas Roth Cucumber Gel Mask. And they say to keep it in the fridge, of course.
Ooh, that sounds luxurious.
It does right. And then for a daily moisturizer, they like the Body Shop Aloe Soothing Day Cream. It's calming, cooling, and non-greasy.
Perfect for everyday use.
Exactly. And then for a facial mist, their top pick is the Mario Badescu Aloe Herbs and Rosewater Facial Spray. It's really good for reviving tired-looking skin and giving you a little glow.
I've actually used that one before. It's a classic for a reason. What about for the eye area?
They recommend the Tula Glow and Get It Cooling Eye Balm. It helps with puffiness, and it has a little bit of a highlighting effect, too.
Okay, so it's like skincare and makeup in one. I can get behind that.
Totally. And then if you have sensitive skin, they specifically call out the Paula's Choice Calm Redness Relief Toner. It's really gentle and soothing.
Good to know. It's always nice to have options for sensitive skin.
For sure. And then for sun protection, because we cannot forget about that, they recommend the Cooler Refreshing Water Cream SPF 50. It's a lightweight sunscreen that also feels really nice and cooling on the skin.
SPF is so important, especially in the summer.
Absolutely. And then for when you do get a little too much sun, they recommend the Dr. Jart plus Cicapair Tiger Grass Calming Mist. Tiger grass is known for its soothing and healing properties.
Tiger grass is a really popular ingredient these days.
Yeah, it's great for calming down irritated skin.
Okay, so we're almost at the end of their top 10. What's the last product?
It's the Laneige Water Sleeping Mask. This one is super hydrating and feels really nice and cooling on the skin. It's like giving your skin a big drink of water before bed.
Okay, so we've got our shopping list. But knowing which products to buy is one thing, actually using them effectively is another. Did the article give any guidance on how to incorporate these products into a routine?
Yeah, they actually have a whole section on creating a cooling skincare game plan from morning to night.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Let's hear it.
All right, so for the morning, they recommend starting with a gentle, cool gel cleanser, followed by an antioxidant serum, and then finishing with a chilled gel moisturizer that ideally also contains SPF.
That sounds like a really refreshing way to start the day.
Right, and then for midday, they recommend keeping a facial mist and a cooling eye balm on hand for those on-the-go refreshes.
Smart. I always need a little pick-me-up in the afternoon.
And then after a workout, they recommend a simple rinse with cool water, followed by some aloe vera gel to calm any redness or irritation.
Simple but effective.
Exactly. And then in the evening, it's time to break out the big guns. They suggest treating yourself to a refrigerated sheet mask, followed by a lightweight water-based sleeping mask.
Sounds like a dream.
Right. And they even have a little pro tip about facial mists. They say to set reminders on your phone to mist your face every few hours.
Oh, that's a good idea. I always forget to reapply my mist.
Right. It's easy to forget when you're busy, but those little refreshes throughout the day can really make a difference.
Okay, so that's the ideal routine. But what if you're not ready to invest in a whole bunch of new products? Did the article have any DIY suggestions?
Oh yeah, they have a whole section on that. They say that you can actually find some really effective cooling ingredients right in your own kitchen.
Awesome. I love a good DIY beauty recipe. What are some of their suggestions?
So one of their top picks is a cucumber compress. You just blend a cucumber with a little bit of aloe vera gel, soak some cotton pads in the mixture, and then chill them in the fridge. Then you apply the cotton pads to your face for a super refreshing and calming treatment.
So simple. I'm definitely trying that one. What else?
They also suggest making green tea ice cubes. You just brew some strong green tea, let it cool, and then pour it into an ice cube tray and freeze it. Then you can use the ice cubes to gently massage your face. It helps with puffiness, redness, and you get the antioxidant benefits of the green tea too.
Oh, that's a good one for mornings when you need to wake up your skin. What about DIY masks?
Yeah, they have a recipe for a yogurt and honey mask. You just mix some cold plain yogurt with a little bit of honey and apply it to your face. It's hydrating, calming, and the yogurt also provides some gentle exfoliation.
I love a multitasker. What's the last DIY recipe?
It's a mint water spray. You just steep some fresh mint leaves in hot water, let it cool, strain out the leaves, and then pour the mint water into a spray bottle. Keep it in the fridge and use it as a refreshing facial mist throughout the day.
That sounds so refreshing. Okay, so we've got our DIY options covered, but on the flip side, did the article have any warnings about things to avoid doing to your skin in the heat?
Oh yeah, they have a whole section on common hot weather skincare mistakes.
Okay, good, because I definitely don't want to be accidentally sabotaging my skin. What are some of the big no-nos?
So first they say to avoid over-exfoliating. When it's hot, your skin is already more sensitive. And if you overdo it with the exfoliation, you can actually damage your skin's protective barrier.
Right, you're basically stripping away your skin's natural defenses.
Exactly. And then they also say to avoid wearing heavy occlusive creams during the day. Those thick creams can trap heat and clog your pores, which is the opposite of what you want when it's hot out.
Light and breathable is the way to go.
Exactly. And then they also warn against using toners that are high in alcohol.
Mm.
They might feel cooling at first, but they can actually be really drying and irritating.
So that initial cool feeling can be deceiving.
Totally. And then, of course, they reiterate the importance of wearing sunscreen every single day, no matter what.
SPF is non-negotiable.
Seriously.
Mm.
Sun protection is crucial year-round, but it's especially important in the summer.
Okay, so no over-exfoliating, no heavy creams, no alcohol-based toners, and always wear sunscreen. Got it.
Perfect.
Oh.
Now, the article wraps things up with this really nice message about embracing the chill and using cooling skincare as a form of self-care.
I love that. It's not just about vanity, it's about feeling good taking care of yourself.
Exactly. They say that there's a whole world of refreshing products and techniques out there, from aloe-infused mists to chilled sheet masks. And they encourage us to find what works best for us and really make cooling skincare a part of our summer routine.
I love that. And they even give us a little checklist to help us get started.
Yeah, they suggest swapping out at least 2 products in your current routine for cooling alternatives, creating a little skincare chill zone in your fridge, keeping a facial mist and cooling eye stick in your bag, simplifying your routine on really hot days, and using cooling skincare consistently throughout the summer.
That's a great checklist. Simple but effective.
And they end with this question for the listener. Which cooling skincare product are you most inspired to add to your routine first?
Ooh, good question. I'm kind of leaning towards that chilled sheet mask idea.
Sounds tempting, right?
Seriously. Okay, so before we wrap things up completely, did the article have an FAQ section?
They did, actually.
What were some of the questions they addressed?
So one question was about whether you can use cooling skincare products every day. And the answer was generally yes, especially for those gentle, hydrating products like gel moisturizers, facial mists, and soothing creams.
Makes sense.
Another question was about refrigerating all your skincare products, which we already touched on, but they reiterated that it's not a good idea for oil-based products or anything with active ingredients unless the instructions say otherwise.
Good reminder.
They also talked about which products to avoid in hot weather, like heavy creams, alcohol-based toners, and harsh exfoliants. And then finally, they addressed the issue of skincare sweating off in the heat.
Oh, yeah, that's a real struggle.
Totally. And their advice was to use lightweight, fast-absorbing formulas and to finish your routine with a mist or some blotting papers. They also mentioned that using a gel SPF can help to lock everything in place without feeling heavy.
Those are all really good tips. Okay, so as we wrap up our deep dive today, it seems like the big takeaway is that cooling skincare is not just a gimmick.
Right. It can be a really effective way to improve your skin's health and comfort during the summer. By addressing those specific hot weather issues like inflammation, dehydration, and clogged pores, the right cooling products and ingredients can make a big difference.
It all comes down to understanding how heat affects your skin and then choosing products that work with your skin, not against it.
Absolutely. And you know what I think is so cool about this whole cooling skincare thing?
What's that?
It's really accessible. Like, you don't have to go out and buy a whole new routine. You can make simple changes, like keeping your moisturizer in the fridge or trying out one of those DIY recipes.
I love that. It's about finding what works for you and your budget.
Exactly. And even just incorporating 1 or 2 cooling elements into your routine can make a big difference in how your skin feels in the summer.
Totally. So for our listeners out there, I encourage you to think about what small changes you can make to your routine to help your skin beat the heat. Maybe it's trying out a gel moisturizer or keeping your sheet masks in the fridge. Or maybe it's whipping up a batch of that cucumber and aloe vera compress.
Whatever you choose, I hope you have a cool, comfortable, and confident summer.
Me too. And that's a wrap on another deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.